Everybody seems to download the same mods for Rimworld. I think we should take a look at the lesser known ones. I added an extra one on the end for you guys. I just wanted to give you guys a little extra on the end. Let's go ahead and jump into this. The first mod we're going to talk about is the Giver. It's actually a pretty helpful mod considering. I think that people would enjoy it for the most part. It's anime inspired. It comes with a cute little sprite. She is well endowed. I think that that's a good way to put it, all things considered. She is a half human, half animal, as most anime goers would attribute to her. I believe that she is yak inspired, if I'm not mistaken. She does make you some teas. It helps with your illnesses, helps your pawns get to sleep. She produces wool. That's why I believe that she's yak. Plus, she has black fur and she has ears. She doesn't have any horns, so it's a little tough to tell, but that was my takeaway from it. The reason why I put her into the weird mod section is she produces milk that your colonists can drink. And I know that we do drink animal products as humans, but she's an anthropomorphic human. So that means the milk comes from one place. And I enjoy big titties as much as the next person, but I don't really fetishize that kind of thing. So I found it kind of strange. I don't know how other people feel about it. I'm going to leave it there. So go ahead and make of that what you will. She does get a little lonely and she'll come over and poke at your leg and it interrupts your work. That's a little bit annoying. But other than that, the mod is fine. It's just a little strange. We're going to talk about Ice is Slippery. This isn't a weird mod because it's going to make you feel uncomfortable or anything like that. It's just weird because I don't really understand why you would want to make this mod. The ice biomes are difficult enough as is, and some people are making challenges out of the biomes. I get it, but I guess it's just a troll mod. I tested it. The frequency at which your pawns fall on the baseline settings is so absurd that you cannot do anything. You fall so damn much that I almost couldn't get the base supplies that come from your colony start to my starting zones. It was just, it was cringe. I could not, uh, I, I can't even begin to describe the amount of frustration I felt. I almost wanted to make a small scene with that silly music that you hear with people slipping all the time. It's really cringy music, but it would really be fitting. But you can alter the frequency with the mod, and you can also change whether your pawns are actually affected or whether animals are affected with it. But during my testing, a funny anecdote is all of my pawns were downed at the same time for so long that the game accidentally threw me a Man in Black. So that just kind of gives you an idea of how ridiculous the mod is as a whole. So I kind of threw it into this as a weird mod. It's just a little trolly, and I don't know why you'd make it. So there you go. For mods 3 and 4, I did try to combine them together to try to save time. I'm trying to get a little better at combining my runs together because I do take the time to make colonies for each of the mods so I can give an authentic experience and show that you will get a decent mod review when I show these. But I did a really poor job, I think, with these. But let's go ahead and move forward. The voice pack for Half-Life 1, I tried to install, worked technically, but it only worked for the red events, and it was just a loudspeaker that I believe that you hear in Half-Life 1. It might be nostalgic for other people, but I think that something went wrong. I think it's supposed to work on more events. I just didn't hear anything else. So someone might be able to correct me if it's supposed to work on anything else, but I didn't really get anything else out of it. And I'm not nostalgic for Half-Life, but maybe other people might feel something for it. The six stick mod is kind of cool, but at the same time, it runs along the same lines as playing brown notes for people to try to make them poop. It's, I believe that that's what the mod people were trying to go after. And you basically build a nightstick and hit people with it and make them vomit because that's really the only thing that you can make people do in Rimworld. So that's kind of what I believe the mod people were after. You can CC people, which is kind of nice, and that's about all you can get out of it. Do with that what you will. So I did do the pointless mod surgeries mod. It's not very helpful in any way that I can see. You get to do some fun surgeries. It does give you a new tech tree to research. You basically are there to brick your pawns in various different ways. You can have some consumables that give you temporary benefits, but they all come at large drawbacks. For example, you can increase your medical skills on your surgeon while you're doing surgery. Sorry for the poor speech there. And it's all kind of poking fun at homeopathic medicine like healing crystals and essential oils and stuff like that. You also can administer vaccines, and one of the descriptions is, why are there microchips in it? Or you can get a tablet with social media on it, which smooths your brain out, and it'll make your colonists forget all their skills except for melee combat and shooting. You can also do things like a builder's potion, which makes them build really fast, but it'll make them have a heart attack at the end of it. Okay, great, awesome. You can also make your person manifest their destiny, which will make them explode, which I would assume wipes the entire map, but that pawn would survive and all their skills go to level 20. So I guess that's cool. You can also make cucumbers out of basic food stuff and then turn those into super cucumbers. But if you eat them, they give you a status debuff. And you can also surgically insert them into your patients, into their brain, and into other orifices that I won't mention here on YouTube. But I want to go ahead and just talk about a quick story, and we'll go ahead and end this segment. My surgeon was supposed to insert a cucumber into my test subject, but he ended up eating a super cucumber, but I didn't realize it. And in the process of setting up the patient, begin the surgery, and then my surgeon would just jump away, and I couldn't figure out what the hell was going on. And once I looked at their statuses, I noticed they had the jumping bean disease, and it lasted for 30 hours. So it pretty much bricked my surgeon. And I kept trying to force the surgery over and over and over. And it lasted so long that eventually my test patient woke up got bored, ate the super cucumber that was sitting on the floor. They got the disease and started jumping all over the floor. And apparently, this started to cause a bunch of errors, and it started to crash my game. And I didn't even get to manifest destiny. So that's what my experience was the mod. I consider it weird. Make of that what you will. So that is the 5 mods I chose for this weird exploration. I hope you enjoyed this, and we're going to move on to the bonus one. Hauntings and ghosts. Just in time for Halloween, because I found it a little bit late, and my timing is always impeccable if you ask any woman in my life that I've ever dealt with. The mod is actually kind of cool. It comes with 10 potential ghosts that can haunt your map. They added 5 different haunting events that can happen on your map. They tend to go after the room with the most foot traffic in your colony. They can be things like lowering temperatures, ghost writings, and other things like that. You're allowed to build EMF readers. You can make smudge sticks. The only downside is you have to have the DLC for ideology in order to make the items to fight the ghosts and make them manifest, as well as having someone with the ideology or meme to be able to manifest and exercise the ghost, which then gives you the boss fight in order to get the special power in the end. It it's kind of a cool concept, but since I didn't have the DLC, I wasn't able to test or see the boss fight, but he does have a YouTube video showing what he has set up so far, and it was kind of a cool little setup. But that being said, I did go into the dev mode and force it on my map, and my ghost ended up spawning a bunch of little shadow children, and they wrecked my map and killed all my colonists, started all of my stuff on fire. It was a pretty cool little event. There was fog everywhere. It was cool. And I hope that you might consider looking at this if you like spooky stuff or if you like phasmophobia vibes, but just in Rimworld. I thought it was just a cool mod that I would throw in. And since I found it a little too late to be able to make an individual video for it just in time for Halloween, I just tacked it onto this video for you guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you guys stuck around this long, I hope you enjoyed. If you felt like the mods were decent, or if you didn't like them, or if you feel like you'd like me to cover the worst ones that are on there, because there certainly were, let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed, like, I have to ask for the obligatory subscribe, of course, and I hope you have a great day. Take it easy.